Look at this! They decided to rework Valkyr today, and so of course I am going to jump on this bandwagon and prove to you once more. Your popular YouTubers are wrong. Your opinion on Valkyr being worse now is wrong. And the fact of the matter is, people can't build for. So let's talk about it. We got Valkyr. She got reworked. How did she get reworked? Her rip line's faster. Her 3 normally. Her paralysis. Yes, Omamori is what we will be running, and you will see why. Her paralysis now is damaging, and it slows enemies and increases their weapon damage vulnerability, or melee damage vulnerability. We're not going to need that damage vulnerability. Warcry, it's pretty much the same. Hysteria no longer makes you invincible, but gives you lifesteal and also armor increase. So yeah, 3 times 1,000. Yeah. So let's quickly make sure my damage numbers are on. Damage numbers are on. Let's take off Gumo here. Let us do this. Warcry. Hysteria. Right. And yeah. Oh, but she can't be that tanky, right? Let's not even use Omamori. What's your Valkyr Prime Talons build? I bet you it uses melee influence, and that's why it's so powerful. See, Mr. Streamer, Mr. Recorder, Mr. YouTuber, that's why it's so powerful. Yeah. She's not any weaker. What's the build I'm running? Grand question. Dreamer's Bond, Power Drift, Narrow-Minded, Eternal War, Fleeting Expertise, Precision, Intensify, Streamline, Archon Flow, Blind Rage, Prime Continuity, Arcane Strike for the extra attack speed, and Multi-Augmented for the extra strength, giving my Hysteria a shitload of damage and a shitload of lifesteal. My Valkyr Prime Talons, as you have seen, do a lot of damage. Right now they're running Dreamer's Wrath, Hysteria, Pressure Point, Reach, Weeping Wounds, Galvanized Steel, Voltaic Steel, Strike, Blood Rush, Galvanized Elementalist, Spring-Loaded Blade, and Melee Influence. As you've just seen, Melee Influence is not needed for this build to function. I just like the usability of having a big fuck you button strapped to my fucking hands. So, with that being said, let's go in to some stupid high difficulty missions with high level enemies so I can prove to you that this thing is absolutely busted. Returning damage numbers back off, I don't like them. Oh man, looky here. What if I just like, Hysteria and bop. Look, I don't even have it activated. Doesn't matter. We can leave this activated now. It barely drains any energy. No damage. They hit me in my back. Sure, there's a little bit of damage. Would you look at that, though? It doesn't matter. Because if everything around me's dead, it doesn't matter how much damage they deal. They're fucking dead. Ain't that right? So what does it really matter that her invincibility's gone? Everybody is making such a big deal out of it. And the moment that they said her iframes are gone, I didn't care. Because I knew full well it wouldn't matter. Even if she didn't have lifesteal, it wouldn't matter because of how much armor she has. Like, is it as much defense and survivability as iframes? No. But frankly, that doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because even still, I've got 300% melee damage. And currently, anything that I even look at is keeling up on the floor and fucking dying. So, clearly, something. Let's repop Warcry just to get a bigger bonus out of it. Let's repop my Valkyr Prime talents too. Something's a little different. You know what? Let's have some fun. My pennant. She's a melee Warframe. She should be able to just perform well with any melee, right? Well, would you look at that? Sure, my pennant's not built, say, the best. I'm still re-rolling a ribbon on it, but not running melee influence. Granted, my pennant works on any Warframe, doesn't matter who, but it is substantially more usable with Warcry. And it doesn't matter. Everything's getting one hit. If it's a heavy attack, they just stop existing. And look at that! My HP's like barely getting touched. Pop my 4. Oh no! Back to max HP when I saw my HP drop the town to 200. Is this what we consider a nerf? Because I can tell you now, this is more damage than I was doing before. So I don't know what drug-addled moron genuinely thinks that this is a nerf. She got one feature removed. Boom. Where does HP go, guys? Where does HP go? I'm fucking disappeared, if you ask me. If you cannot supplement the loss of invincibility with the ability to absolutely murder anything, so your invincibility comes from everything being dead, you need to learn to build Valkyr before you start to dog on Valkyr. Of course, at the end of this, as I always do, we'll go over the build, talk about why I have mods put there, why this works the way that it works. But clearly, did I get double steel essence? I didn't. Okay, so I may just leave out of this early. Clearly, this is nowhere near as much of a nerf as everybody says it is. Now is it? I don't even have my Omamori on right now. And because everything dies before it can touch me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even fucking matter. So let's talk about the build, and let's talk about why it works. What? I bit my mouth. Fuck, I deserve that one, though. Getting a little too heated. Let's talk about it. So, sure, her invincibility is removed, right? I get it. That is objectively weaker than what it is now objectively weaker in that fashion than it was before, as she no longer has the hyper ability to not care about damage. I get it. Counter argument, Omamori lets you have a fraction of that invincibility back. Warcry is now just better in a lot of ways. Ripline drags multiple enemies towards you. Cool. That's pretty dope. It's way better now. Her passive accumulates rage when hitting and killing enemies with melee weapons, increasing her melee damage up to 300%. Taking fatal damage when rage meter is above 150%, consumes the meter, preventing death and granting 5 seconds of invulnerability. There's your iframes that you wanted earlier, on top of Omamori and her 4. So, if you're playing her properly and killing things properly, you don't die. Now, notice this. Cataclysing shields, it's right here. Don't have it on. I don't do shield gating because it's stupid. Don't do it. Build her for armor like a proper fucking sane human being. She's not a fucking cataclysing shields Warframe. She is a tank. Make her properly a tank. But I can't kill things. Well, if you're not killing enough enemies within my 4.33 meters of range with 100% follow through, you are doing something very, very wrong. Melee influence, 20 meters of death. Spring loaded blade, +1 range, 2 range, that's 6 meters of range with 100% follow through. Cool. Range is already dealt with, so anytime you do a spin, everything dies. Galvanized steel, crit and crit damage. Voltaic, pops melee influence. Galvanized elementalist, status damage. Weeping rune, status. Blood rush, crit. Primed reach and primed pressure point. Boom. There's red crits, there's yellow crits, there's all the crits that you could ever need. There's massive amounts of damage getting spread to literally every enemy within a 20-meter radius. And if I didn't have melee influence, I still have 6.3 meters of range with 100% follow through, meaning everything within 6 meters is still getting murdered. That's how the build works. If it wasn't obvious, yes, this one has me tilted. People saying Valkyr is weaker are factually incorrect. She got one part of her removed and nerfed, and it's less of a nerf and more of an alteration to her invulnerability, because it got turned into a passive with a conditional. Stop being a little bitch, make Valkyr properly, stop complaining that she was nerfed. She was not. I'll see you in the next one. Yes, I'm tilted. Don't forget to like and subscribe.